Moves up. Victor Hedman walks in, passes, Johnson scores! Unbelievable. I've never seen anything close to this, Frank.
Gametime Vancouver,
Episode 5.
So we have Michael, a new guest in the studio.
Yo,
Michael.
what's up? I'm a registered sports nerd here in Vancouver, so I'm ready for the pod.
Yeah, that's true. Michael always sends everything to us before I even
I'm
heard about it on the
I'm-
news.
Yeah, I'm the guy who
He
sends
is
all
your
the
news
boys.
source.
I am
Yeah,
the news
exactly.
source. So
Yep. And we also have Max. Hey Max, how you doing?
Max.
You know, just getting by. Just
Getting
getting
by.
by.
a little by.
Yeah. So you're like one of the founders too.
Yeah.
We don't. I'm more of a field researcher. That's what we're gonna call it.
Okay,
Which is
okay.
just an excuse to drink on the job.
For sure.
Solid.
So Michael, you wanted to talk about the Whitecaps.
I mean, are we gonna start with the Whitecaps or?
Yeah, we can get into it. I think you're the one with the most knowledge about the Whitecaps, so I think that's
Might
that's
as well, because they're fifth standing in the Western right now.
They are fifth
which is
in the West.
beautiful.
The day before they were recording, they did lose 4-1 to the Houston Dynamo.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
we don't talk about that. The Whitecaps have been dominating recently. Their play has been outstanding. They just broke into the top 10 on the MLS game week power rankings.
Yep.
And they have been playing amazingly. Ryan Gauld, Brian White, the new signings of Larea, Atakubi, and now Junior Hoylett, who's now joining the squad.
for sure.
The Whitecaps have been doing absolutely amazingly recently. And I just only see up for the Whitecaps.
Yeah.
There's four more games in the season, right? Before the playoffs.
I need a fact check on that, but
around that.
there's
yeah.
a couple games left in the seasons and the season, and the Whitecaps do have a game in hand,
Oh,
So-
nice.
so they can jump into third.
Are we clinched?
We're not clinched
All right.
yet because the West is so tight, but the Whitecaps have a game in hand where if they win it, they could jump to potentially to third.
Is there any chance the Whitecaps play the biggest fraud of football or soccer, Lionel Messi?
The way
As-
Inter Miami has been playing earlier in the season kind of screwed them as they were dead last in the MLS.
Oh wow.
But now Messi's injured along with Alaba, so I don't see Inter Miami making the MLS
Really?
Cup playoffs
Did-
at all.
Did Messi, the greatest footballer of all time, did he actually play in the MLS or was it just in the Copa Cup?
He's played a couple MLS games now. Most of them wasn't in the Gold Cup, though, I believe. Was it the Gold? I don't know. I don't think it was the Gold Cup. That's I was calling it CONCACAF. But it was that cup that we were talking about with.
So who's
Liga
your
MX.
favorite to win the MLS as of right now? September 21st.
I mean, St. Louis has been dominant all season.
What about Atlanta? I think Atlanta's pretty good, no?
Atlanta's been okay. They've had ups and downs. They are a very inconsistent team, I would say. They need to find. I think if they find their groove going into playoff time, then they'll be fine. However, right now, I wouldn't say they're a favorite.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Anything to add there, Max?
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
guy.
I was just. I noticed their previous games. They've gotten some pretty high scoring games.
The Whitecaps, or-
Whitecaps, yeah, they've
Yeah.
been flowing through it.
Yeah, they have
It's pretty
been
crazy.
very high scoring, volume games where it's either a 2-1 win or a 4-0.
What do you think that's happening? I know the Whitecaps weren't a good team before.
The Whitecaps signed in the last couple of weeks 3 Canadian international players that played on the most recent World Cup team.
Mm-hmm.
So they have added 3 very good, talented players, plus the talents of their midfield, Ryan Gauld, Andres Kubas, Schaff. They've added enough pieces where everything is clicking now.
Yeah, they have good strikers, right? They're good
Brian
strikers
White,
now.
they just released Cordova.
Yeah.
But I think it's for the better. But Brian White has been playing amazingly. Ryan Gauld on top, playing on the 2 with Brian White has been playing amazingly. I think in the last 6 games they have combined 7 goals or something.
We should probably go to a game, eh? Like,
Oh, for sure.
Feel
get
like
I've been to a couple of games this
Get the
season.
hoodies going too.
Yeah.
What got
yeah.
my head turning was their 6-2 win over Houston. That was a big one.
That was a very good. Yeah, that was a good win.
I feel like that's what that's what brought people into the sport back to Whitecaps. I feel like it's like that was a big
That game was, I wouldn't say a turning point, but it was very like solid, where it showed that the Whitecaps could play.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, didn't they win like Canada Cup or something? Like
They
last
did
year,
yeah the Canadian Championship.
Canadian Championship.
Yeah, 2 years in a row they beat
Oh, really?
Montreal. I think this most recent year.
I think we're sleeping on the Whitecaps.
Sleeping on the
I
Whitecaps?
I think so.
Well,
How do you feel about their new coach? Well, not new coach, but their coach now. They're
Vanni Sartini.
Sartini.
See, I have mixed feelings about Sartini.
Oh, see, this is where we unpack.
Okay.
Come on, Sartini. He's a good guy.
So he's a good guy. Sure, I'll give him that. Personality-wise, he might be a good guy, but the way he coaches, I don't personally like. He plays a 3 at the back and like 5 midfielders or like 6 midfielders.
It shows it's working though.
I mean, it is working with the Whitecaps, and that's fine, but
is it fun to watch though?
it depends. Some teams, they'll have like a formula, like a really good defensive line,
Yeah.
and then the Whitecaps will get exposed. Like they just played against Houston, where they lost 4-1, and the only goal the Whitecaps had was an own goal from Houston.
So Houston 5-0, right? Houston 5-0.
That guy, he's a character. The only game that I went for the Whitecaps, it was like the 95th minute, and it was like a free kick, and I think it was like not a good one, and also so the Whitecaps were winning 2-1, and then the Vanini Sartini or whatever his name is, he was like already approaching the other coach to like shake hands and say like good game, and the referee hadn't
You like confidence, don't you?
whistled the
Yeah.
last whistle, and yeah, I like that.
See, he has confidence in the players, though, and the players are playing how they should have the confidence in them. So it team's clicking completely. But, like, at a point, Sartini's system is going to get exposed for the fraud that it is.
So does that bring us to talk it in the Canucks?
I think so.
Oh, boy.
Go back
Calm
to
down. We
the
still
big
haven't
boys.
told them the most crucial. How do you feel about the loss?
Against the Dynamo?
We had a recent loss in our hands on the Whitecaps, 4-1.
4-1, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm not too worried.
Not too worried.
Yeah.
The Dynamo, if the playoffs started today, we'd be playing them in a best of 3.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried. Where if we lose one game, it's the end of the world. But what was that one game you said the one the Whitecaps like completely
6-2?
dominated 6-2 or something? I was just talking about.
Yeah.
That was against Houston.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
again, the games against Houston will be like back and forth, like high scoring games.
It might be an intense little fury that they have against each other, right?
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to if it end up playing in the playoffs. So I'd love to see a Houston Vancouver matchup. That'd be sick.
It would.
That would be,
Bring
yeah.
playoffs back to BC Place.
Yeah, why not?
So yeah, let's go back to the talk it.
Okay, yeah. Michael, how do you feel about our new head coach and
Love him.
going into the season? What are your expectations?
I mean, I'm fine with Talkett being coach. However, the way he was introduced and the way Bruce was fired, that is what I think has Canucks
Listen.
fans against him.
But this is a coach that the GM actually wanted this time.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But in his career, I think Talkett's been to the playoff once.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been Arizona too. Like
I mean, yeah, he
Yeah.
has been with Arizona for a while. So
I think
he,
it's the same situation that we had last season where Boudreau came in or 2 seasons ago where Boudreau came in and the Canucks looked really good at the end of the season because it had changed. So do you think they can overcome the usual hump at the beginning of the season that they encounter?
I mean, I think the first 5 games are going to be the most important for the Canucks this year.
Yeah.
Because every single year before this, they've gone off to a slow start, and that
Yeah.
kills their season.
We're like 1-8 last.
so we're doing
We don't talk
one.
about that.
The first game is gonna be at home, and then we're doing a road trip.
Yeah,
It's
so-
6 games, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
so that's what's confusing is instead of just putting them on the road, the NHL started them at home against Edmonton.
I used to have the theory that they did that because they wanted to announce Hughes in the first
As the
game.
captaincy?
Yeah, but they already announced him, so I don't know what's the
Starting home is actually a really good idea because it
I
boosts
think so, yeah.
I
morale.
do like it though.
Yeah,
I do
the
like
too.
it.
fans get more into it. Like there's a lot of hype around it, which
And-
boosts the players themselves when they see the crowd that they bring. Like I think it'll up that game.
Ticket prices.
I think it's gonna be
Yeah, ticket
packed
prices-
house.
Ticket prices are insane.
Yeah.
$50 for an off season, like it's preseason.
Preseason,
Crazy.
yeah.
That's nuts.
Preseason in Abbotsford is $50.
Yeah, nosebleeds too. You're in the back row. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
even like it's
Well, I like being back there.
But small arena, like every seat is a good seat.
Yeah,
that's true.
Abbotsford.
Abbotsford has
Abbotsford
a really
has
good.
very good seating.
Yeah. So Tocchet, I think positive. I think he's a positive coach, and I think he matches well with the good players like JT Miller. That's what I would say the most like important thing about Tocchet. It's like he has a good chemistry with JT Miller.
Yeah, you said something on the other podcast where you said that JT Miller was a lock for over 100 points next season.
I think so. Yeah, Pedersen and JT Miller.
He's never done that.
What do you think, Michael?
I don't think Miller's
You don't
hit
think so?
100. No,
You
no,
think
no,
so?
no, no.
I think your
not
head's
at
in the
all.
clouds. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
I want you've been smoking
Max
because
85.
that he's
Yeah.
not hitting 100.
it's okay.
You know, I think
I
he
can
will.
see him hitting like a solid 80 points.
Dreamers can dream.
Dreamers can dream, but sometimes that's a nightmare.
I think Tocchet will get the best out of Miller. I think so. I really think so.
Yeah.
They match really well. They're pretty much the same person, and I think he will get the best of him.
I think he'll get the best of Miller, but I think the best of Miller isn't 100 points. I think
I'm
it's
saying
less
it
than
right
that.
now
I
again.
think Miller puts
JT
88
Miller is
points.
scoring 100 points, and
Right.
Patterson is scoring 120. I'm saying it right now.
Yeah, see,
20.
that's
me and Jordan have a bet on that.
Call me a dreamer.
Wasn't Miller like 2 years ago like on 99 points?
Yeah,
He hit
They
it?
got 99
The
points,
99.
then 82
He-
last season.
Yeah, so
So
no, not last season. 2 seasons ago.
what?
It was 2 seasons ago.
So 2 seasons ago, he scored
Oh.
99, then 88,
Then 82.
Yeah, then
I think.
82,
82,
and
and
now
then-
this season's gonna be 100 points.
I'm telling, it's not happening.
At the right age of 30.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
gonna hit it.
Because that's peak. That's
Yeah,
peak.
That's
Not at all.
NHL form.
So today, the Boston Bruins announced Brad Marchand as the new captain of the Boston Bruins. Your thoughts?
He's a disgusting player.
Yeah, fuck Marchand. I'm kidding.
I hate him. I hate
Team Canada legend Brad Marchand. You're talking about there, bud.
Yeah, some respect on his name. buddy.
no. There's no respect on his name. He licks other players.
Yeah, I think if you're a Boston Bruins fan, I think you're happy with the decision.
Why?
Because the guy,
he's like 34. Why is he gonna be your captain for the next?
he's a
year and a
placeholder
half?
So-
for Pasternak, I think.
So I think
Yeah, but
Jasper.
Pasternak's at an age where he can already be the captain.
So you would want Pasternak as captain now.
Actually, you know what? I'm fine with Marchand being captain because I hate Boston, and I think it's a terrible move.
See,
but yeah,
I don't think so.
love it.
See, realistically, I think Boston should have gone at least one season without a captain. I think.
Why
that-
do they need?
I think they did the
their-
right move by
their
naming
team is
Marchand the
so
captain.
bad
I
this
think so.
year.
Because I think if you're a Boston fan, you like what he does to the other team. He gets under the skin, and that's what you want. He's a vocal player, which I love. He's a good hockey player.
Wha-
He's a Canadian legend.
That's honestly one of your hottest takes is that you like Brad Marchand.
Yeah, that is.
As a Canucks fan, it is a hot take, but I
Yeah.
think he's a good player. I think he gets under the skin of the other team, and I think that's one of the roles as a captain. You know, you need to get under the skin of the other team. Like
Yeah,
you
I'm
need
surprised
to.
he doesn't have an
I-
R on his jersey instead of a C. 'Cause he's
I
a
think
rat.
yeah, there are ways, and I don't respect players that dive and throw cheap shots.
And
I-
bite.
That's a part of the
Bite.
game. That's a part of the game. Sometimes you need a little bit of edge. Like without that, then we would be playing soccer. Sorry.
Whoa!
Hey, just had to say it. Just had to say it.
I'm not out here telling people to stop fighting, but if you like, for example, Sidney Crosby chopped the finger off of Mark Mathot.
Oh,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
like behind the play, you don't do that. It's
So you don't
not
think
safe.
Sidney Crosby should have been the captain then?
No, I think Sidney Crosby should have been the captain. I don't like how he throws cheap shots, but Brad Marchand is bad and has cheap shots and is at the end of his career. It's like if they were naming like OV captain now.
But you don't like if you want to name Pasternak in like the next 4 years, you don't just skip Marchand.
Yeah, you do.
That would be disrespectful from the franchise, don't you think?
Would it though?
Well,
Yeah, because he's been there his entire career. He's won cups for Boston, and now that you need a new captain, you just skip them and go
He's
direct,
not a nobody.
go
He's not
straight to
nobody. I
Pasternak.
mean, he'll be noticed. He'll be
Yeah, but
like
just
recognized by Boston fans like his
just
entire
because
career.
just because a player has played with them their entire career and is a good player doesn't mean they're captain material. That's not how you choose a captain. A captain's supposed to be a leader, Gerardo. It's supposed to be a leader.
Look at Alex Edler when Henrik and Daniel left. Like, what you think they're gonna make him captain?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
You had
I don't
So-
like Edler either.
So good leadership. We're going back to Quinn Hughes. What are your
Hughes.
thoughts about it?
He was third or fourth in my mind.
Third or fourth.
I would rather. Well, I would say third or fourth. They're not going to make Demko captain because he's a goalie, and we've been there, done that. I think number one, it should have been Miller or Pedersen. And
Well, he has all the necessary attributes, though. Like, he is-
Exactly.
Quinn Hughes.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. For me, the way I look at it, there's no wrong. There was no wrong choice.
He's the quietest guy in the room.
But he's smart. He's driven. He's thoughtful.
smart.
Of course he is.
How do
What
you know
mean?
he's smart?
100%. You can just see it in the way that he plays. What do you
can
mean?
sit on his face.
Open your eyes. Like, hockey is as much on the ice as it is off the
watched-
ice. You see this guy and he's dialed just 24/7. This guy in his thoughts, you never know. Like,
Max, I watched all 82 games last season. You watched like 2.
hey, it doesn't matter.
You say
I can read people.
okay.
See, realistically,
You're a
Quinn
person.
Hughes,
You'll
Quinn
see.
Hughes is only going to get better from here. I think in his career.
Yeah.
Quinn Hughes.
Quinn Hughes,
He's only
yeah,
going to
but,
get better in his career.
But Pedersen is more of a leader and he's better.
I wouldn't say he's more.
I'm not
better.
reporting anything, but I
I-
think Pedersen rejected the captaincy.
Yeah,
I think so.
Unofficial claims, but I did hear that he rejected captaincy. So
Plus, he's not signed long term. Like you are
he is on his
secured.
last season.
I think he'll resign.
I do believe Pedersen will resign. He has. I literally just
He
did
better.
read a tweet today. Yeah, I did read a tweet today.
An X, actually.
Oh.
No, I don't.
No.
No, we're not getting into that. I refuse.
Yeah.
But I did read that Pedersen had said with all the contract talks and everything that the media was just like making it out to a big deal, but like he was just gonna try to play his best hockey.
For sure.
So he's not focused at all on contract talks right now. He is just gonna be focusing on the season, which I love.
Yeah,
he's
100%.
he's just trying to get all distractions out. So I think that's why. Another thing is like contract talks and everything would have gone to a whole new extreme if he was given captaincy.
Exactly.
So I think that's could have been a reason why he wasn't giving it. It could, like, I don't know. It's a whole process where it's just like I think Quinn Hughes was the smart idea. He's locked
For sure,
up long
100%.
term. He's a great young leader.
He will need a bit of help. I
He
will
will need
admit,
a
like
bit of help.
his team will have to help him out a bit.
Yeah,
But like
100%.
I mean, it's just development, right? This is early stage. Like he will become something good.
He's the captain for the future.
100%.
Yeah.
Going back to that, Quinn Hughes is younger than David Pastrnak, but you said Brad Marchand was the proper fit.
Age is just a number.
Don't say that. Don't say that on the podcast.
Don't say that on court.
For
No,
recordings.
no. My argument for Boston was that you don't skip the veteran player. That's my argument.
Okay, and
There's no
veteran-
veteran player in Canucks.
JT Miller.
That would have been a controversial pick.
But I swear you were right there.
I was in the camp of JT Miller as a captain. But
Yeah.
I think again there was no wrong choice.
So you think the Canucks make the right decision every
I
time?
think so because I rather have
As soon as they make the decision, you're like, yeah, I'm on board.
yeah, I'd rather have 100% dialed in Pedersen than a 95% dialed in Pedersen because he needs to worry about the captaincy. Because I think if he was
I'm talking
given the
about
captaincy,
JT Miller here.
JT Miller.
JT Miller has lack of awareness. Just gonna throw it out there.
I mean, he knows where the back of the net is when he's slashing Colin Dealey to get out of it.
Okay.
That's called character.
Character. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Speaking
so-
of character, Mike Babcock, everyone.
Oh my gosh.
what
Where
are
do we
the what are
start?
the thoughts? I think I have some bold takes on this. I want to hear everyone else's first.
I'm with the players. I'm a players guy. I think he's a great coach. He's won Stanley Cup.
Talking about Babcock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's a great coach with a bad personality, and he's not the right personality for the current NHL.
Okay.
It's getting a
He's
little bit
old
soft.
news. He's old news.
It's old news.
He's burnt toast.
I don't think he's a good coach, but I don't Like, he's done a bunch of bad things in the past, but I don't think what he did was necessarily fireable. I mean, you have players like Johnny Gaudreau and Boone Jenner and players that are currently on the team saying what he did was okay, and they were okay with it. All the players that he did it with had consent.
So,
Like,
explain to the listeners, what did he do?
well, he just, when he was hired as the coach, he went to all the players and he was trying to meet with them and just to get to know them, see what type of person they are. And so one way he did this, because he's a little older, is he wanted to go through their phone, which is a bit of a breach of privacy. But if you let someone go through your phone, that's a choice.
Let's say you go to work, right? You're new. And then your boss comes to you and like, give me your phone. I want to see your pictures.
That wouldn't fly with WorkSafe BC.
Well, they're working. They're workers too, right?
Yeah.
They're hockey players, but that's their
Yeah,
work.
exactly.
That's their job,
Yeah,
right?
but they can say no. Also, if Mike Babcock wants to bench Johnny Gaudreau or Patrick Laine or any of those guys, Mike Babcock is going to get fired because the upper level management can see the bad decisions, and if they're on personal preference, then he's going to get fired because that's not how you coach. Now, Mike Babcock does do that, and we saw with Marner and other players. But I honestly think going through the players' phones, a big deal. They all said it was, like, people have come forward and said it was okay.
What do you think, Michael?
I mean, let's be honest. I don't think anybody, if their coach came up to them and said, "Hey, let me see what's in your phone,"
Yeah, I got nothing
would
to
have
hide.
given over. Would you so Jasper? You would have given over your phone?
Yeah, and I would have
Really?
had no problem with it.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
but even if you didn't want him to go through your phone, like, you still would do it. There's a little bit inside of you. I'm not going to say fear because they're all adults, but there's still like that little bit inside of you, like, he has authority over me. I'm going to give it to him, like, whatever. Like,
Oh, fair enough. Like, I mean, I'd do it too, but like,
Yeah, but if you're gonna say yes to him and then go tattletales to the league, say, "Oh, he hurt my feelings. He went through my phone." Like, come on,
I mean,
grow
thing
up.
is,
You're an adult.
the thing is Babcock wasn't fired; he resigned.
Yeah, because
They made him
because
fight. Like, they made him
every-
it was
Yeah,
a
they
forceful
it was a
resignation.
forceful
every single
resignation, but-
media platform was just bashing the guy. That's also another reason I feel like somebody has to defend this guy.
See,
So-
the thing
Us.
Well, clearly not you guys, just me.
Screw that guy. He's 60 years old. He needs to retire. Go.
Yeah,
go on a boat.
I don't think he's a good coach, and I think he's got horrible coaching tactics because I'm a Leafs fan.
You're,
Oh, yeah, so
you're hurt with
You're hurt at when
I'm
Marner.
Mitch Marner. I'm hurt. That's it.
So, Babcock bad. That's a
Babcock?
take.
That's
That
your,
boy bad.
that's your.
Well, speaking of Leafs,
Uh-oh.
big contract. Big contract.
Big contract.
I
Austin Matthews.
Do you want my thoughts on it?
How much was it?
It's $52 million in a 4-year contract.
Oh boy.
yeah.
What do you do with that much money?
What do you do with that much money? If you're Austin Matthews, probably go to a couple of Justin Bieber's birthday parties and
Listen, these guys
Hang
have
out with
so
Drake.
many concussions that I don't even think he knows how much money he has.
he's had no concussions.
You know, hey, this season hasn't even started yet, dude. Like,
Preseason,
Yeah.
he's gonna get decked.
you never know.
Concussion.
No, he's worth the money.
You think so?
Like the NHL, the cap's going up slowly but surely, and you're gonna see the high level athletes getting more and more money. I don't think he's not better than McDavid, but if McDavid signed now, he would have a $14-15 million contract.
He's arguably the second best player in the league, right?
No.
I
No.
said arguably.
No, he's not. Arguably, nobody has made that argument.
Well, we just did right now.
Okay,
At
well-
game time.
Top 5,
He's-
yes. Top
he's not-
2,
Top 10, top. I don't even know top 5.
Who do you think is better? Who do you think has the second spot?
Number 2, I'm gonna
McKinnon?
go with Nathan McKinnon. Yeah, a lock. I think Leon Draisaitl's fantastic. You know, if I was making a team, I'd rather have Pettersson on it than Matthews because Matthews can't create as much space.
Pedersen's better defensively as well.
He's a well-rounded, better rounded.
And I think
Player.
in terms of skill, I think Marner is better. I think Matthews has more upside, more production.
So what, do you see the Leafs going big this year?
Oh, the Leafs, I mentioned this, I think, last couple podcasts. The Leafs have the best team I've ever seen them have with all of the signings. I
They
think
do
there
have
was-
a
there
really
was-
good team.
There was a reel of me saying no more Hall, no more Kerfoot, no more Bunting.
Yeah.
And I stand by that. Yeah. I stand
Smart off season for
Well,
sure.
Yeah, and Domi's okay, but like Tyler Bertuzzi, he's fantastic.
Good player, good person too.
So
Canada does not like him though, because he's
Not at all.
not vaccinated.
yeah,
but
Jasper,
we won't
were
get
you-
into that.
Were you happy with Dubas leaving
Uh,
off season?
I mean, he tried to be everyone's friend and offered them way too much money. He was decent at drafting, decent at trading, but bad at signing. I think Brad Treliving is one of the worst GMs in history, but somehow he went on to the Toronto Maple Leafs and had some fantastic plays.
He was playing NHL basically.
Yeah,
He's doing some GM simulator.
Chell 24.
So go back to the Matthews contract. How do you think this affects Patterson's next contract? Do you think affects at all?
That boy getting paid.
Yeah, Pedersen will get 10
You will
to,
see a
10,
lot.
10 to 12.
A lot. I was thinking 12 as well.
You think 12?
Oh,
eh?
yeah.
I'm thinking 10 to 12.
He's going to
10
be
to
getting
12.
a lot.
I think 10 and a half to 11.
I think a fair contract would be 10.7 to 11.1 in that range.
Max contract, 7 years, right?
I think he's gonna get more than that.
Do you think he's going for the 7-year contract? I have two theories.
I don't think
If
10 year, I think
depending on whether we make the playoffs.
If the Canucks make the playoffs, he will sign 7 years. If we don't, he will sign 3.
4.
3.
Well, how old is he again?
I think he's 20.
24.
Can you check that? I think
So if he's-
24.
if he signs
24 years old.
a 2 or 3 year deal, then he'll be
UFA. I think he wants to get to the UFA window to decide whether he wants to stick around with the Canucks or he want to go away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's-
where would he go?
Let's play nightmare. Let's say
boy.
Pedersen says, "I don't want to sign here with your poverty franchise."
Okay,
Okay.
calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down.
You as the GM, what do you do?
As a GM, you
Of the
try to
Canuck-
trade him as fast as possible.
To where? For what?
So-
Let's play some like NHL here.
Carolina for Aho.
They're not making that, especially if we don't have it. I could see Carolina for Natchez.
Do you go?
I
Carolina's
wouldn't
gotta
like
add-
that. I would.
Carolina has to add to that package. No way.
Yeah,
it's
no,
just
no,
one
I
for
wouldn't
one.
like that. But if Carolina has all the leverage, if Pedersen says he doesn't want to sign, that's in part. If you're a GM, you're going to tell the player, if you don't want to sign here, don't say anything to the media, because once it gets out into the media, then
The team gets taken.
It
so that's why you
explodes.
see Nylander being like, I want to play for Toronto my whole career. That might not be true. I hope it is, because he's fantastic. But that's why you'll see players just deny trade.
If you're the Canucks, if and Pedersen doesn't want to re-sign, do you think you just blow it out, like just trade away everyone and rebuild?
No,
I don't think
no,
blow it
no,
up, no.
No, you go for another center, number 1 center, and try to just continue without him.
Well,
Run it back.
we can't rebuild again.
Yeah, I don't think the Canucks.
can't.
I
We have to
think
rebuild.
Our rebuild opportunity would have been this year with Bedard, and we said no. We want to win 37 games and lose 36 games. So we didn't get Bedard,
Yeah, I mean,
right? This would have been our year.
it wasn't a good
Should've been.
opportunity to tank either.
Yeah, but just hold on. No, we were guaranteed not to make the playoffs, and then we went on like a 7-game winning streak.
well, we
for-
weren't guaranteed until like
Yeah, but like we would have to win out, and other teams would still have to lose. But
yeah.
if we did a little bit of a tank and got Bedard, would you not be a happier individual than finishing mid-season mid-season table again?
I don't think we had the team to tank. Like the team was too good to tank and too bad to
Yeah,
make
you
the playoffs.
knock on a few doors, you bash a few ankles in, and you're good. LTIR, it's there for a reason.
Just play a defense core of just 6 Tyler Myers and Spencer Martin and net. We're good.
So, are the Canucks making the playoffs?
Yes, the Canucks are making the
Yeah,
playoffs
they're-
this year.
Yeah, we're making playoffs.
100%.
We're making the playoffs. You know, I will will it into existence. If we start losing, I'll go to a bunch of games. I'll cheer even louder, get the energy up in the building, and then we're gonna win.
I'm surprised you haven't brought up your boy Kuzmenko, your boy toy.
Oh, that's
That's
yeah,
me, that's me,
Jasper's.
Oh.
That's Jasper's. That's
Well,
Jasper's.
I by
He
no
won.
by no means do I think he is like that good of a player. I just he's very flashy and he pulls off some nice moves.
All right. Well, I see you. I
And
see you
he's-
drooling over him.
He's just a little cutie, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Can we pull up the stats of his shooting percentage last
Oh.
year? Like it
Kuzmenko?
was
Yeah, but that's
nuts.
because Pedersen was just slap passing it to the back door.
He's part of the
It
team.
was-
Well,
was
Kuzmenko
nuts.
had a 27.3.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like,
Which
that's-
is like twice as much as Matthews had.
Yeah, like
Can he sustain that next season?
not at all.
Not at all.
But he
He did it for an entire year.
He did it for a year. But then also he
Or-
ran out of gas at the end of the year.
Patterson was at a 16.6.
Yeah.
Patterson can sustain that.
I don't know. I think I could see him. Well, he also, the reason that is low is not only did he go to the back door for some tips, he also wasn't shooting the puck that much. He kept on trying the between the legs dangle.
I mean, it worked
Fake the
against
shot
Dougie
between the
Hamilton.
legs, which I love to see.
No, like Michael said, he ran out of gas.
Yeah, but then have you seen the training he's been doing around like
Yeah,
Asia and
he's
everything?
jacked.
He is.
Trust me,
nuts.
I'm followed.
You've been watching the muscles close?
Yeah, I've been looking at them watered up muscles.
So, some news from the Toronto Maple Leafs training camp. Nylander playing center.
Nylander playing center.
What do you think?
It's a phenomenal idea. I would still. Well, Nylander, he's an above average faceoff taker, but realistically, it's Tavares' only attribute. So if we had Tavares playing center, or just taking the draw and then them switching really quick, like a lot of teams will do, like Pedersen
JT
did.
Miller, Pedersen.
Yeah, that would be great because Nylander has some of the best recovery stats in the NHL. Like his takeaway percentages are insane. He, like 4 years ago, he was terrible on the back check. Now he's amazing. His GOA, some advanced stats for you, phenomenal player. Gerard hates stats.
I don't like stats in hockey.
But yeah,
Not a stats guy.
Nylander is worth $10 million. Looking at the camera, because that's a hot take.
Oh, okay, we'll clip it.
So, question: what are you thinking about the Leafs center core now? That Nylander's in, like, what?
Now
He's
that-
gonna be a third pairing guy, or
Third pairing.
So what's your center line? Or like,
what? Matthews,
My-
Tavares,
my-
Nylander, Kampf.
do you switch
No.
Nylander for Tavares and Tavares to the wing? No, that's the plan.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I would have
Is that the play?
the first line with Bertuzzi, with Matthews and Marner. Second line, Tavares, Nylander, and Knives. And then I would. Kampf is a really good faceoff taker and a really good defensive player, but it would be he'd be like one of the he'd be one of the best fourth line centers in the league, and we have Max Domi who can also play in the center, and Ryan Reeves, and like if you had Max Domi and Ryan Reeves on the same line, whoo,
the Leafs are looking good, and I don't like that.
See, the Leafs have added to the pieces they didn't have.
we could just have a Leafs Canucks final. That would be great.
That'd be insane.
How much would you pay to see an all Canadian final?
Like nothing.
Nothing.
I watched like Pittsburgh versus Nashville. Like I
2016?
love hockey, even when
2017.
it's terrible. Although this playoffs was really bad because I just couldn't help but feel that the refs wanted Vegas to win in every series they played.
It's true.
So, what are your guys' expectations for Brock Besser?
Oh,
I'm expecting a bounce back.
Yeah.
And here's why. I think Brock Besser has been snake bitten for the last 3 years. I think the year where there was no fans, that's when Pedersen was like injured for most of it and everything. That showed Brock Besser can still play and that he's still like a genuine good forward and that shot is still there. But like when I think this all just go back to like injuries in his rookie year. Like the one where his back injury, like when he had a leg injury as well. Like
Yep.
everything has just wanted him to set back and like
His dad situation too, like hurt
Yeah,
me a little
like-
bit. Yeah.
he's had a rough situation. I think Brock in this year is gonna come out with guns blazing. I think he's gonna get off to a hot start.
that's a hot
I
take.
think so too.
It's a hot take though.
Brock Besser will score 30 goals this year.
That's not a hot take. Didn't he score 30
30
last year?
goals.
If he usually goes like 30 and 30 for 60.
No,
Something like that.
he hasn't. I don't think he scored 30 goals in the last couple of years.
Really?
Yeah, I think the last one was
I don't
again,
know.
the year
I like
with no
my boy
fans.
Brock. I'll defend him. I wish we traded him a couple of years ago when his stock was high, but now we're with him.
For sure.
Fighting
So
for him.
I'm
let's-
excited.
let's jump to some hot seats for the guests. Some hot seat
Hot
questions.
seat questions.
Okay.
So you're just gonna answer like quick fire questions.
Shoot.
The Ottawa Senators making the playoffs.
Wild card.
Okay.
I think they make it in the
Okay.
wild card.
Speaking of wild card, I was talking to Gerardo.
Oh
He
yeah.
thinks the Krakens are gonna get a knock at it again. They're gonna get a wild card.
They're gonna go wild. What do you think?
What do I think? I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Krakens. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think that they'll probably get a wild card spot. I think that's what we said.
Well,
on
you
the-
were saying that they were gonna make the playoffs like straight away, like without a wild card.
Yeah, they're not.
They
Vegas
might.
First
They
year.
have an okay team. Like Matty Beniers is only getting better, and Jared McCann's in his prime.
I think it's a bold statement to say they're gonna hit a wild card.
I don't think so.
I think that's where they're projected. I mean, they did way too good last year for how bad they were.
I mean, I think that's just a test to how bad the Pacific was back last year, though.
Yeah, and every team has gotten better. And you may say, "Oh, what did Calgary do in the offseason?" Calgary did the most important thing. They fired their head coach. Okay, if you look
Yep.
look on like Quan Hockey and look at Jonathan Huberdeau's his ice time,
Was
he
it
was like
Daryl Sutter, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
He was down to like 15 to 13 minutes. Like he was not playing first line minutes. Partly because he wasn't hot, but if your star player isn't running hot, then you should play him more, get him in the rhythm, not take him out.
So, I just saw this graphic from the Athletic.
Okay.
Whoa, what?
No Quinn Hughes.
Devontae.
So they're putting defensemen by tiers. We're gonna post.
so-
We're gonna post this in the video.
Cale Makar, then
Tier 1,
Tier 1.
Tier 2.
McAvoy, Heiskanen,
Hold on.
Hedman.
Hold on. This graphic doesn't even have Adam Fox.
Wait, yeah, there's no Adam Fox as well.
There's no Adam Fox.
Won the
There's no
Norris.
Jacob Slavin. There's no Quinn Hughes. What is this list exactly?
Yeah, that is a terrible
That's a terrible list.
Yeah.
I don't know where you got that from. You gotta check
Yeah.
your facts, Chief.
That is, wow, that is bad.
Yeah, that's
That's a
bad.
bad list.
Athletic, whoever one of you made that, we're coming
Was-
for your jobs because that is terrible.
Make some good graphics.
Tell you what,
Makes me go back.
if Krakens get wild card, I'll eat my hat.
This one?
This current hat you're wearing.
100%.
All right, guys. You see it on camera.
See it on the camera. I'll eat it.
It's actually a bad. I would give them like at least a 30% chance of getting a wild card.
I'd give
spot.
them.
I'm okay with that.
For wild card, I'd give them a 50.
You're taking a 1 in 3 chance to eat a hat.
That is wild.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
That is-
You never know.
So, what are you gonna season your hat with when you lose?
Are you gonna put it in the blender?
Ranch.
Oh,
Ranch.
Oh,
You like ranch?
okay, a ranch.
I'm a
fan.
ranch fan.
You know what, guys? I might
You
just
kidding
head
me?
out.
You ever had pizza without ranch? Pizza with ranch?
Oh, pizza
Wait,
with
hold on.
ranch is good.
Same thing.
I've always had
That's how you
pizza
get-
without bread.
exactly.
Pizza with ranch is fine, but
So don't be hating on ranch like that.
No, wait,
No, but
I said
you're
I've
just gonna
always
be
had
drinking,
pizza
like-
without ranch. Never had it with.
You're missing out, Chief.
No, I'm not.
that's nuts.
So, Michael,
Yep.
Patterson to score over 100 points in the upcoming season.
Yeah, 100% he's going to.
Yeah.
He's not regressing. There's no way. He's gonna keep
He
growing.
was one of the best scorers on
in the NHL.
even strength points and in the NHL. He was like top 5, I think, in even strength points.
I think at a point
and-
he was number 1 for even strength
and-
points, and then McDavid
And that's
just
and it's also in part because our power play got a little bit better. But I think
yeah.
you can fact check me, but I think McDavid had like 50 or 40 more power play points than Pedersen.
Yeah, Patterson didn't score a lot in the
Patterson
power
didn't
The
play.
Oilers are just power play merchants.
Merchants.
And talking about the power play, do you guys agree with this idea of the power play changing or evolving? Penalty kill ending whenever the
geez.
penalty killers are or score, or the penalty the power play doesn't like stop once you score. What do you guys
I
think
think
about
that
that?
I think that rule just has to stay for the 5-minute majors.
Yeah,
'Cause-
if you go there and you slash a guy's face off, and you
get
should,
2
You
minutes.
should be ejected. Well,
Or if you get 2 minutes for a slash
well,
or something on the hands,
okay.
let's say.
Well, if you, yeah,
And
but
then-
I mean, if you do something egregious, you're kicked out of the game, and then like the other team's fairly compensated. I don't think if you someone accidentally steps on your stick or you're caught holding the guy, I don't think that the other team has a right to more than or more than one goal.
Yeah, I think like genuinely McDavid would have 200 points.
Yeah.
I think that's how he catches Gretzky's record, is that you implement that rule and the Oilers just play on the power play the entire game.
Ovi's definitely catching some records.
So yeah, the
100%.
CHL, not the Canadian one, the European Champions Hockey League.
Yeah.
They are doing penalties are still assessed when a goal is scored on a delayed penalty.
I
So he's
like
just-
that one.
So he's just in the box the entire time.
No.
No, so it's delayed penalty. Goalie goes to the bench. You score. You
And it's
still have a
get the
power play.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like that. Yeah,
I'm okay with that too.
I like that.
I like that.
But
Minor penalties are served for the full 2 minutes.
yeah, I don't really like that.
You don't like that.
I think if a goal gets scored, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, because why are we getting like people call the tamest penalties.
Yeah, you can't do the refs in the NHL.
You can't give.
But it can be counterattacked with this one: shorthanded goals and the minor penalty.
No, no.
Let's say you score, like the power play team scores twice, then you score once.
See, I don't want that rule implemented because the Canucks let in a lot of shorthanded goals.
Yeah,
But he also scored a lot of shorthanded goals.
Yeah, but we let in the most in the NHL. last year.
Usually, if you score a shorthanded goal, the other team doesn't score anyways.
Yeah. So you don't like that either. I like that one. I think that would be interesting to see.
I think
because the defensive team is gonna get more offensive.
I like the
It's
first
gonna
one.
create fun hockey to
I
watch.
like the first one. I'm okay with the second one, and I don't like the third one.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
where those are my picks.
Honestly,
Thank you, Jasper Foley.
I like the three of them. I do like the three of them. I think it's gonna make for more interesting hockey to watch.
See, I think hockey's already at a point where it's a little complicated for new people to get into it, and I think if you add those rules, then like
I would argue it's making it easier for people to
Really?
understand. I think so because
I can understand the first rule, but
you see the clock, right? You see the 2 minutes, and then someone scores, and you're like, "Oh, what happened to the clock? It was like at 1 minute and 30."
well, that's just it. They score on the power play. That's it. Power play ends.
Anyways, next question.
Yeah, just rapid fire the next question. Let's hear it.
Do you want to fire one?
All right.
Max?
Well, do you think Detroit will win more games than they lose?
I think Detroit will lose more games than they win.
Oh, that's a hot take. That's a hot
okay.
take.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's no
All right.
even debate
Well, let's see.
there.
Why do you say that?
See, Detroit did get better. However, their goaltending is still an issue.
Okay.
Like, have they really? What's their goaltending tandem looking like right now? Because if Nedeljkovic is still your starter, which I don't know if he is, and I don't think he is,
a good goalie.
he makes a lot of sloppy and bad mistakes.
Okay, but they got a bunch of wins last season.
Well, yeah, obviously
They got a little bit
but,
better. Although they signed Justin Hall for a 3x3, and that was
that's a mistake.
that's a hot take.
Yeah.
So they have Huso and Reimer.
Huso and Reimer.
Billy Husso's good. You can't.
He
You can't
played. He played for them last year, and like he didn't put up the great stats at all. Like,
okay, but he's a top 20 goalie.
I mean, top 20. Whoa.
Top 32. Let's keep it safe.
Yeah, top 32 starter maybe, but like
wow. Who? No,
Like,
I could
still.
name many words.
You know what? I think they win more than they lose. I think so.
Yeah,
They
they
have
win more than they lose.
competent team.
Reverse-
Moritz Seider had a bad season last season, and he'll have a better one this one.
see now my question for you guys is: do you think Detroit makes playoffs?
No.
No,
Not a chance.
See, well,
I wouldn't go as far.
there is a chance. But I think Columbus, Ottawa, Buffalo, those teams have a chance over them. One of my hot takes is that I don't think Boston's going to make the playoffs. I don't think Boston will. I don't think they'll scrape.
Really?
So they had like the best
very hot
the
take.
best NHL record ever, and now I don't think they're even going to make the playoffs. Allmark, yeah, that was a fluke. He's not even that good. Like, this is the end of his career.
what
This is
happened?
the end of his career.
He came from Buffalo.
Yeah, he
and
never.
He just decided to say, "Hey, I am
And
the greatest now."
The
Like, what?
Boston's defense got worse. Their offense got worse,
Yep.
and their goaltending is aged, and they're not going to have that kind of performance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you're playing James Van Riemsdyk on your first line,
You got problems.
you got problems, especially at this age. I wasn't even happy with him on the Leafs in his prime. So
James Van Riem's like
Poor
on the
Boston
Flyers though was
fans.
nuts.
must suck to be
So
a
that's some
Boston
weird
fan.
trivia, but
So news from the Vancouver training camp. Mikheyev left
Yeah.
training camp.
it was for family issues.
Family
He
issues.
will be back.
Yeah,
Oh, I think so.
He's they've confirmed he's going to be back though.
He's not that injured.
He's not
like
it's a
it
family
wasn't
thing.
because he like inflamed his shoulders. It was
That's for a family.
Oh,
thing.
okay, that's good.
He'll
to know.
be back. He'll be back.
Cool.
Well, Canucks, you think they're going to score over 89.5 or under?
89
points.
more.
There's a
More
couple
and more.
slips that they're saying the over under is at 89.5 right now.
19 plus to
I
play.
take
19
that
plus to
100%.
play.
19 plus
19 plus.
No, I think they definitely over.
They're definitely over that. I think people are underestimating how bad the Canucks have been performing versus what they are on paper.
Yeah.
You know, and we've done it so many seasons in a row where people just expect it now.
Like on paper,
I wouldn't count them out. I would not count them
like
out.
on paper, the Canucks have such a better
I think
team than last year.
On paper, the Canucks are better than Edmonton, Calgary, Seattle.
Right. They just
LA.
got to show it now, right? Like,
Yeah,
They
they
do.
just gotta
They
prove
do.
it now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Would you rather Edmonton's roster? I wouldn't.
McDavid said that he doesn't see another team better than the Oilers.
Okay. Well,
Has he seen his goaltending?
he's also kind of a ginger, so
can't trust him.
Can never trust that.
can't trust him. Never will.
Evil, all single one of them.
Any other hot takes, Max? Any other hot questions?
I got a question.
What's up?
Do you see the Leafs winning the President's Trophy? If not, who?
The Leafs will not win the President's Trophy.
Okay, buddy.
I would disagree with you.
I think
the
I
Leafs
think
are
they
going to
have,
win the
I
President's
think they have a
Trophy.
shot.
so.
Everyone's okay. Last season, I was
I think
right
so, yeah.
there with everyone saying Carolina and New Jersey. This season, I mean, they're essentially the same team. Carolina's defense, first of all, they have 7 top 4 defensemen, which is kind of wild. But I don't know. They don't have the star power to get
See,
goals in the back of the net.
do you want to know who I think is actually going to win the President's Trophy this year?
Uh-oh. If you say Vegas,
I think
kicking
the
you
New
off.
York Rangers will win the President's Trophy.
No.
What?
Okay, what? What's their top 6? Who are you putting in their top 6?
Well, you got the Panarin, Zibanejad, and Kreider line.
Yeah.
And then you got you can put the kid line, second line, or like third.
And that's winning you the President's
Nah,
Trophy.
man. That's just that's
Okay.
no, but like genuinely, the Rangers do have a solid team.
The Rangers traded a bunch of players away for Tarasenko, then lost him. They traded a bunch of players picks away for Kane, then they lost him.
They added Blake Wheeler, which is a good addition too.
No, it's not.
Blake Wheeler will win them a cup.
No,
I wouldn't go as
no,
far
no,
as
no,
saying
no.
that, but he's a good addition for sure.
You guys are crazy. Blake Wheeler got bought out.
Yeah, because Winnipeg is going through a rebuild. That's why.
Yeah,
No, but
Winnipeg bought him out, and then he's
they
on the Rangers.
bought him out, and he's on like a really, really cheap contract. Sorry, Gerard, I'm not close enough to the mic. I don't see him putting up more than like 30, 40 points. And
No, y'all tripping.
and no, come on, he always gets injured.
Y'all tripping.
He's one of the slowest players in the NHL. Come on.
Let's be honest. The Rangers, they have quite a bit of faults.
Yeah, lots of faults, and I do not like that pick.
Shesterkin.
Would you like to take it back?
No, Shesterkin.
I think the Devils could also be a potential President's. No,
Next year.
See,
Give him one more year.
I think the Devils have a very good team, but their number one downfall is their goaltending.
And they lost Ryan Graves.
Yeah, so their current tandem is Vitek Vanacek and then Schmid.
I think Columbus will run a dynasty in like 5 years.
yeah,
I also
you're
agree
right.
with that.
Because they have first of all, their defensive core is really good right now. But in like 5 years, you're going to have Boquist, you're going to have Juracek, you're going to have Mitchak.
all these young boys.
All
who
the
are
young
growing up.
boys. You're going to have Fantilli, Johnson, all those kind of guys. And your Goudreau and Laine will be gone. But
So let's have some fun in the podcast. And
let's have some fun, guys. I was already having
I was
fun.
already having fun. I don't know what you're doing, man, but
if you have to make a 5-team no trade list, what would the teams you pick?
Oh, okay.
Like teams that shouldn't make a trade right now.
No.
Or
So you're a
teams
player.
I wouldn't
If
trade
you're a
to.
player, what are your no trade?
Oh, what teams I wouldn't go to.
Yeah.
Oh,
Boston and the Ducks and Tampa Bay and is there any or LA and New York?
Those are your 5 teams.
New York Islanders. I wouldn't.
The Islanders.
What do you have against
okay.
Boston?
Boston.
It's Boston. I
I
wouldn't.
a Canucks and Leafs fan. Why
Look,
they
if I
wouldn't
got
wanna play for
drafted,
Boston?
if I got drafted to them, I'd play for them. But if I was a player, if I was a good player on a good team, I would be like, yeah, you're not trading me here.
Sure.
How about you, Michael?
See, my 5-team no trade would be Arizona.
Oh no.
No, I don't want to play for a college team right now.
Okay, but Arizona. Come on, you could be
See,
playing.
let
with,
me
you could
finish
be
my
playing
list.
with
Let me finish my
players like
list.
Keller and Cooley. Come on.
They're going to be gone in 5 years anyways. Let me
Yeah,
finish.
they will.
Let me
Well,
finish
you
my
were-
list.
Gerard was the one who was saying that Nyes and Matthews were going to be a dynamic duo going to Arizona. So
What the heck?
he said that like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay, that is wild.
Did I
Okay,
say
so
that?
You did,
Arizona,
for sure.
Arizona, Anaheim. I wouldn't want to go to either
Yeah.
of them. Philadelphia.
Yeah, I could see that.
Uh,
I mean, I play center, and I could center Michkov and Cutter Gauthier, so that would be kind of fun.
I wouldn't want to.
I'm also terrible, so
a little bit of a wild one here, but Nashville.
okay,
Wow.
okay. I could see that though. You wouldn't want to put on one of those jerseys if you know what I mean. Even their
What's that got to do?
What?
What?
oh come on, you don't think jerseys have anything to do?
For me, it's like the city I'm living in, taxes.
Yeah, well that's
And the-
why I
and the
picked all the
lineup.
California teams, but
And then my last team is San Jose.
San Jose, yeah.
Okay. My no trade list is the Leafs, obvious reasons.
Makes sense. I should have put it on my list. I ain't gonna lie. Can I change that?
You can change it.
Yeah, Leafs.
The Leafs. I mean, that's a given, you know?
No,
like
it's not.
Boston, that's another team that I don't
If you want to make
go.
money in the NHL, playing for the Leafs is a great idea. You know,
Yeah,
Just go to
clearly.
America and you make more money than you will in
okay,
Canadian.
okay, but run it back. You have publicity like crazy.
Yeah, the
Oh,
only
no.
downside, you play for the Leafs and in Toronto.
The Canadian media.
There's nothing.
TSN stands
it's
for
not-
Toronto
It's not
Sports
just Canadian.
Network.
It's not just Canadian media that overhypes the Leafs.
So my other team is
All-
Arizona.
Yeah, it's the NHL. Have you seen the posts they make?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's Leafs, Boston, Arizona. I don't want to play in a college arena. LA and the Ducks. I don't want to play in California.
I will say though, like jerseys, as much as you say they're not, it is a part of it.
It is.
though.
It's important.
It's
Would you
about
wanna-
who you represent. It's about what you're wearing, and a little bit on like what they look like. You know what I mean? Like some look a little prettier
Well,
than others. I'm just gonna say it.
Not only, and you can have this as another hot. I don't even think it's a hot take. Not only does Nashville have terrible starter jerseys, they also have really, really bad alternate jerseys. Everything that franchise puts out looks like
See, you wanna know what
the
team that has-
Canucks start of the season.
See, I think a team that has really ugly alternates is the St. Louis Blues.
Oh,
Wow.
Wrong.
Yeah. Whoa.
Wrong.
Fight me on it.
We'll put some pictures up maybe in the podcast.
Put some pictures up on the podcast.
You can throw it up.
Yours-
The
are you
Blues
talking
are
about?
clean.
Are you talking about the dark blue one?
Which one are you doing?
Which alternate are you talking about?
Should I pull up my phone and show you?
Yeah.
Because while I'm pulling this up.
So
you can
Max,
talk
what
about-
are your no trade team list?
It's already all been said, really. I mean, it's hard. I would just like to play. You know what I'm saying? It's like put me in. Like
All right, Max.
give me
Speaking for
a
everyone.
nice jersey. I mean, it depends. I mean, I would have to say I agree with Penguins. I don't think I could do that, but
I don't think any of us said that, did we?
Yeah, I think you're the first one.
Yeah, you're the.
oh really?
But the
Penguins.
the Penguins don't have very nice jerseys.
So in the meantime, any thoughts on the Pearson trade?
Pearson,
I like
Yep.
it.
I like it. I
Good thing,
mean,
right? We got rid of a third, 2025. Not a big
We-
deal.
do we need the cap? Oh yeah.
Yeah, we needed the
Oh,
cap.
I like the. You know, me and you were.
These ones.
No, you're wrong.
And these
those
ones
ones are
too.
beautiful. Those ones are okay, but the other two are beautiful.
No.
we were talking about it earlier, Martin or Seelovs. And Seelovs, I'm going to agree. Sure, he maybe needs more time. I would definitely pick him over Martin, but now we don't have to make that decision now that we have an actual backup.
Yeah.
Smith, yeah, for sure.
And he's a good backup. He proved that in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good trade overall.
Sometimes people had given the nickname "the shit."
Wow.
But that's what I've
Family-
heard. That's
It's
what
past, right?
Sorry for my language,
Yeah.
but
Sorry, kids.
Sorry, kids. I should have given a warning, but I have heard Pittsburgh Penguins fans had been annoyed with DeSmith's play at like closer to the end of his run there when he got sent to Montreal. Habs legend, by the way, he never played a game for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the fans in Montreal were excited, and I think Canucks fans will be a little excited for DeSmith as well. Like because he's not a young guy at all. He's like 31, 32 or something.
I'm not excited for him.
I'm not particularly
he's like,
excited.
He's
I'm
like
just-
an Ian Cole, you know. He's like
Yeah, it's like-
he's there to stop goals from going in the back of the net. He's there. He's not there to put up offense. Oh wait, hold on. He's a goalie. I don't know.
Nice.
How many goals is DeSmith scoring, Jasper?
Hey, maybe one, maybe two, maybe.
Is he
Yeah,
breaking
you never
Gretzky's
know.
record?
Couple assists.
Yeah.
Give him a couple of apples as well in the year.
Yeah, bold.
All right. Well, let's talk divisions quickly. Who do you think's gonna win? We'll start off with Atlantic. Who do you think has winning Atlantic division?
The Toronto Maple Leafs. Anyone gonna disagree with me there?
Yeah, sadly.
I honestly think we all agree on that one.
I think so, yeah.
I think so. There was talk about the
sadly.
Bruins. There was talk, but we
No.
can't tell.
I also heard a rumor. Someone in this room said they weren't gonna make the playoffs. Someone in this room said
The
they-
Leafs or
Oh,
Boston?
Boston.
Oh, I said that, yeah.
I know. I said that too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I stand
He's the Boston
behind that
hater.
take anymore.
What changed in the last 5 minutes? Yeah, I mean Tampa's still good. They could.
You
but
know
I
what
think
changed?
The Leafs.
Marchand.
Brad Marchand.
He's going to carry them
Yeah.
into the
Also,
On his rat
Florida might not make the playoffs anymore. They're without their top two defensemen.
They are injured.
injured.
So what's the next one, Max?
All right, next one, Central. Who do you got for Central?
Colorado.
You're making me think here.
Dallas.
Ooh, Dallas.
I like that.
I agree.
I
with
was
Michael.
gonna agree with Dallas. I have a feeling they're gonna come up.
Who's the favorite?
Yeah. Who's the favorites?
Wait, in the
Oh, you have the numbers in there.
oh my bad.
Got the numbers
I'm
up.
already moving on. Like screw that. Atlantic is or no. Central,
Metro.
don't even care about
Metro. Carolina Hurricanes.
that. Nah.
What? What do you mean?
Oh, that's your take. I think the Avalanche.
In the Metro?
In the Metro?
Oh, sorry.
What?
No,
Metro
Devils.
Booming.
The Devils, yeah.
Devils.
Devils.
See, I
What
have
makes-
to. I have to stick by my pick of the New York Rangers because President's Trophy.
Yeah, Michael's like they're gonna win the President's Trophy, but they're not
Yeah.
gonna win the division.
All right.
No, they'll
well,
win the division.
you can stand by it, but you're gonna be wrong.
I might be, but I will
find it
stand
hard to
with my
believe.
word.
I find it hard to believe that I'm the only one in this room that watches hockey and knows
said Carolina?
knows that the Carolina Hurricanes are better than the New Jersey Devils.
You'll see, I guess, eh?
Oh, you'll see.
Yeah. What about the Pacific? What
I'll
do you
put
have
it-
for
I'll
Pacific?
Vancouver Canucks, babe.
Jordan, would you
That's
put
what-
a,
that's
would
the right
you, Would you put a
answer.
bet on that?
On what?
On Carolina versus New Jersey. I think Carolina has a better season.
How much are we putting on the line?
Seeing a bet here.
Put $10.
19 plus.
Let's do it.
19 plus to play, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there you go.
So just
There you
we're
go.
aware.
19 plus.
to play.
And the Pacific.
Pacific, we have to
Vancouver
say
Canucks.
Canucks. We have to.
See, genuinely, this could happen though.
It could happen.
It could happen. I think Oilers goaltending has a shit show.
Because we're not trying
Sorry
to
for
be
language
fake
again.
news out here.
I think
Listen,
Oilers. Sorry.
Realistically, the Oilers, the Knights,
Oh,
but I want to say Canucks because I love them.
LA is winning the Pacific Division.
Whoa.
Yeah, there you go.
See,
that was very intense.
you got real close to the mic. No, I think genuinely that I don't want to say it, but it's probably gonna be Vegas, but
I think so, yeah.
it's probably gonna be
No.
Vegas. But I don't. I
Okay,
think the Pacific is gonna be so close.
when
though.
you have
I think so, yeah.
I think Pacific 1, 2, and 3,
when
and
you
maybe
have
1, 4
Ivan
fighting for number
Barbashev
1.
in your top 6, and Zach Whitecloud as a top 4 defenseman, come on, they shouldn't have won the cup. The league graced them as they knew.
Like when Argentina won the World Cup.
Yeah,
No, see, technically Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia, so Saudi Arabia is the best team in the world.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
They
that.
got the money. That's all I got to say.
exactly.
Hey, I
oil
heard Saudi
money.
Arabia, they're building rinks out there now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
They are.
that's
IHF
new.
wants to expand.
I also saw a terrible graphic saying
Okay.
the next like 20 years from now they had a prediction on who would be the like top 10 countries in hockey,
Okay.
and they put USA number 1.
Whoa.
I think USA is already number 1. Then they Canada, and then a bunch of teams, but they neglected China and all of these upcoming nations. China.
I guess they ain't been chilling enough, man. Like, what can you say?
I don't know. Do you think USA is better than Canada right now?
Yeah, defense, offense, and goaltending.
See, I can agree with
Well-
you on goaltending.
Offense is debatable, but defense and goaltending, it's not even close. Not even close.
Yeah, I could agree with you on that one.
Like, who are you starting Canada's goalie? Is it Marc-Andre Fleury still?
Yeah, that's what's sad. Like,
Casey DeSmith? Tristan Jarry? Like, we don't have many. Or they have the option John Gibson, Hellebuck.
Demko. What even was
Like,
Olinger?
Russia has the best goaltending, but they're
For
not.
sure, yeah.
They're not in the conversation because of their defense. But
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Maybe I'll post some graphics.
But yeah, you were saying,
Show,
Max.
show
I
you
think
why.
I think it's exciting that other countries are getting into hockey.
Yeah.
And we were talking it in a way here. I think hockey's growing in popularity. I think it's
Oh,
getting
yeah,
more
very much
popular.
so.
And
sure.
I mean, we can talk it in another episode, like the reasons why we think it's getting more popular. But I think it's a good thing for the NHL, a good thing for the Olympics, because they're gonna make it more exciting to watch.
Hopefully, NHL players go back
Well,
to the
I think
Olympics.
also there's a reason that like the NFL is more popular than flag football. Is that physical contact? Physical contact sports are growing
Oh, 100%.
for sure.
Well, it's easier to watch it not knowing anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you
'Cause-
can go for the fights. You don't
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
go
Well,
because of the knowledge.
You can go. There are some weird rules, but I think the hardest sport to just, or the two hardest sports to just like kind of watch is basketball and NFL. If you don't know anything about the sport, it's really hard to watch those sports because there's the whole game revolves around weird rules.
I would say
I wouldn't say the NFL. I would say baseball, MLB.
I would say
I don't
baseball.
know.
If you don't
Baseball's
know,
pretty
if you
simple.
see-
You hit a ball.
No, so if you don't know anything about baseball, though,
Yeah.
I'm going by your logic. If you don't know anything about baseball, it's gonna be like, this is a slow game.
Just
I
a
don't
piece
know,
of
it's
wood
like-
and a ball of.
It's an old
leather.
sport. That's why
all
it's
it
like
is.
I
from
think-
the 19.
I think baseball is pretty simple. I think honestly,
Baseball
the
fans
problem,
don't come up,
the
right?
thing is basketball. If you're going, you're watching, you're like, why is the guy not taking the ball? Oh, because it would be a foul. It's like what constitutes a foul? Then you're like, I don't know, this, or this, and then sometimes something happens and they don't call it, and it's really hard to see. And then they also have like the gather step. That one's super confusing. So like it
Yeah.
depends on when you catch the ball and when you like. It's a really confusing sport as a young fan.
For sure, I think so. But it's the most popular sport in America, sadly.
Is it?
I think
Basketball?
so. Or
I think
NFL.
it has-
between
it's NFL.
It's
hopefully.
influence, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, in the
But
culture for sure.
I would say it's NFL.
Well, I think it's also it's easy to play a casual game. Like you don't see very many people play one-on-one soccer or one-on-one hockey, but you can play one-on-one basketball, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's fair.
So Max, do you want to talk about our next projects about reactions to the hockey games and I think UFC too?
Well, it's in the works, but we're looking at doing a fight night every once in a while where we're going to react on some fights. Now, copyright issues make it so we can't watch it live, but it might be cool to tap into some of where it originated.
Wait, why can't we watch it live? Like not have it,
pay-per-view.
Copyright
but
issues?
not on the thing. But
We want the
just,
viewers to see.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And I feel like spending a couple of segments, bringing up like the upcomings of sporting, so we can look at like old hockey, we can look at old basketball highlights, and kind of like see where we brought up on, right? You know, and kind of dissect that. I think it'd be kind of cool.
So yeah, expect that in the future. Big thanks to Henry's Cameras in Vancouver. Come by if you're looking for
Yeah.
cameras. Thanks for
Shout out to them for the space.
getting us the space, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. See you later.
See you later.
Chowder.
Game time! Game time!